Hey, it's Paige again. It's September 30th, September 3rd, 2012. It's Labor Day, Monday night. I've been out. I went to dinner with Kathleen, not Kathleen, with Danielle and a new woman. She's not new, but she's from Los Angeles, and she's here on business in Denver for a couple months, and very nice, very feminine. She has very beautiful, natural long brown hair, and she's very feminine looking, and it was interesting to talk to her because she's in the television business. So that was nice. It was nice today to wake up and not have to go anywhere. I've been getting up and going every morning for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll explain why later in this video. I have to be out of the house by 8:30 on Saturday and Sunday mornings, and earlier than normal during the week because of some things that have been going on. But I thought I would update you. It's been 2 weeks since my last video. I think that was August 18th. So it's been 2 weeks since then. And things are moving forward. I had a meeting with the managing partner that's managing my transition. And they have... I don't know whether, I think they've settled on a consultant, but they haven't done the paperwork yet, so she was hesitant to give me that person's name, but she used he when she described him, and so I sort of called her, and I said, well, if it's he, then obviously you're not using one of the 3 people I recommended. And she said no, they weren't, and that... she would give me the name once the paperwork was done, and that was a week ago today. And I asked her in the hallway on Friday if she could give me the name, and she said no, she couldn't do that yet. So I don't think they've settled. They don't have it. It's not a done deal. I don't know who it's going to be, and that causes me some anxiety because I'm pretty familiar with the therapists and psychologists who work heavily with the transgender community here in Denver. And so I just would like to know, and I would like to know whether he intends to talk to me individually or see me before he does my transition. I think he needs to. So he'd have some idea of who he's talking about when he does it for the office, but the dates was definite. The dates are that they will do the training on Friday, February. I think it's Friday, September 28th, the last work day in the month of September, and I will start presenting as a woman at work on Monday, October 1st. So that's really exciting. It's real. It's real, and I gave her last Monday when we met, I gave her a letter for her to, I told her it could be read to my colleagues at the office if that's what they choose to do, or they could also use it to email the other attorneys nationally who practice with me, and that has to be done, and whatever I send to or the firm sends to the other offices in an email, I am quite sure that it will be forwarded onto the government offices where I used to work. I had quite a career in government, and I know almost everybody in the government who does the kind of work I do, and they don't know me as Paige the girl, the woman. They just know me as Paige the man, and I worked with them for quite a period of time. So, as I, excuse me, we were talking again in the restaurant a lot, and it was sort of noisy, but anyway, I'm a little hoarse. I have a little confession to make. I'm older than I say in my YouTube profile, okay? And the reason I say that is not, the reason I'm telling you is because some things I may be telling you in a few minutes would not make sense if I was in fact 54. I'm older than 54, not younger. So I'm not going to tell you my age, but when I speak to my friends, or people that know me in the government, and that I was very well known. I worked in the government in my field for 33 years, and I was pretty well known because I was very successful. And I know many, many people very, very well at different times. Even people around the other areas of the country, I worked with them on cases, or they worked for me on cases. And so it's my transition is going to be a bit of news. And the mother of my children works in the government in a related field, and we have lots of mutual friends. She, of course, knows. I told her almost 2 years ago, but I'm sure she hasn't told anyone about it, and so soon all her friends or our mutual friends will know. So I'm going to read you, as I promised, the letter which I proposed to send to my colleagues or ex-colleagues, well, my current colleagues, and I'm sure a lot of them will forward it to people in the government who they know and know me. So, or don't know me. So, it's going to read as follows. To my colleagues, I want to take this opportunity to tell you about some changes in my personal life that are about to become outwardly noticeable. I am a transgendered woman. This means that I was born with the mind and soul of a woman, but the body of a man. I have spent my life trying to find a comfortable way to live this two-spirited existence, sometimes successfully, but mostly not. I can no longer continue to live in this manner, so I have committed to living the remainder of my life in my true gender. Starting today, my gender presentation at the firm will be that of a woman. This decision is one which I have given much thought and consideration. I have had the help of psychologists, therapists, and doctors on my journey toward womanhood. I have been in therapy for gender identification disorder for more than 2.5 years and have been on hormone replacement therapy for the past 17 months. I understand that my transition may pose challenges to you and especially to my work group. I will work cooperatively with you to address these challenges. I intend to keep my given name, so please address me as you did before. I prefer the use of feminine pronouns, but I will be extremely patient if there are mistakes or slip-ups. Should any of you wish further information about the changes I am making, I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have or direct you to sources of information. You may also forward questions to the office manager, and she will pass them anonymously on to me for a response. Let me also mention that if you do not approve of what I'm doing, for whatever reason, that is your right. However, I expect and hope that everyone will treat me with respect. And then this concluding paragraph is thanking the firm for this understanding and assistance, and especially the managing partner who worked with me to make this transition day possible. So, sincerely, Paige. So I don't know if there's any of you who are struggling about transitioning at work and wonder about letters. I have a number of girlfriends who have transitioned, and they shared their letters with me. And I incorporated a lot of their thoughts, especially the thought about being understanding, but also expecting respect. And so that's that. That's so far. At work, there's also a separate matter, which I'm negotiating with another partner, and that's to be changing my relationship with the firm some. And it's like, the reason I bring this up is that both the firm and I view this as a separate matter, and they are unrelated. But because of where I am in my life, I want to have more time for myself. So we're negotiating a change where I would probably work mostly at home, helping the attorneys with the attorneys, maybe giving them advice and counsel. And I think that's going to go through. The reason I say that is that the last Thursday, the national office managing partner, the managing partner for the entire firm, was in Denver. He was in our office on Thursday and Friday, and he was talking to all of the partners and things like that. And instead of calling me down to the conference room where he was working out of, he came to my office and knocked on the door. And it was a very pleasant conversation. He came to tell me that he admired my decision and that the firm supported me completely and was going to make it work. And we talked for a while. Asked him if he wanted to see a picture, and he did, so I showed him a picture. And we talked for a while, and I brought up that I had been discussing changing my relationship with the firm with the Denver office managing partner, and he said yes, he had seen that earlier that day, and so that means that she had discussed it with him. And he told me, he said it looked good. I don't know exactly what he means by that, but I don't think he would have volunteered it if it was going to be a problem. So that's very good news. It works both for the firm and for me. As I told you, I'm in mining law, and it may be extremely difficult for me to be as effective with the clients in the field at the mines as it has been in the past. But I also do want to cut back. So the other big news is my friend Jim, who I love dearly. He's a wonderful man. Has had 2 operations. He had an intestinal blockage, and thank God it was just scar tissue from an earlier operation. But he was in the hospital for a period of about 10 or 11 days. They actually released him once. He went home for 24 hours and came back in, and they had to operate again. So that's been draining. That's one of the reasons I was been leaving the office, the home so early every single morning, was to get to the hospital and to see Jim before I went to work. And it was sort of funny because I was, of course, going to work as a man, and I would be seeing Jim. He's seen me both ways many, many, many times. And but his son would be there, and his son has seen me as a man about a year and a half ago. But most recently, when he saw me this spring, I was a woman, and Jim had to put the 2 together for him. And so it was funny because I would go see Jim in the morning, and his son would be there, and I'd be a man, and then I would come back in the evening as a woman. And he's a very nice young man. He's in his 30s, and he handled it with a great deal of aplomb. I mean, it was no big deal to him. So I've been spending a lot of time with my friend Kathleen. She's been wonderful to me, and I love her dearly too. So I will keep you up to date, but I'm 30 days from today, I will be living full-time as a woman, and I am a very lucky girl. Okay? Please take care of yourself, be safe, and stay pretty. Okay? Bye-bye.